All right, welcome. This YouTube thing is my first stream on here, and it's tough. I didn't know how to set it up. I set it up in two different places apparently, and one of the places I set it up was not okay with me. So a couple times I had to go through and just it was a mess. Okay, so once again, I turned everything off, so I have no idea who or if anybody is watching. So let's go ahead and get started here. Button here. Go to load game. Lot number 6. No, lot number 4. Okay, so last time I promised that I would do some homework and do some research in this because I ran across some dead ends. So I didn't really know what to do next or how to get to a certain place. Well, what have I done? Let me tell you. I'm actually excited about this. I went through, pull up the map here real quick. I went through and I got all the trailers that I could possibly find and brought them back to the garage and sold them. So I sold as many trailers as I could possibly sell. And I sold every truck that I wasn't using. So basically, I like this truck here, which is the Police Star. And I got rid of my other Scout. I still have my main Scout. But I got rid of my other Scout, the one that I had found last time. And I sold all that stuff so I can make enough money to buy this guy right here, the ANK MK38, the Ankh 38. So I'm looking forward to trying this guy out. So I'm gonna go ahead and buy this guy. Purchase. Here it is. Okay, and this will be able to get me, hopefully, anything. Let's use this guy. I'm really excited about this. So let's see. Back out. Up here. And one of the missions, a few of the missions I had to do, I had to collect, what are those things called? Spare parts. And that's way over here, like way up in this warehouse. And I could not drive there for the life of me in any of my old vehicles. So we're going to see about doing it in this new Ankh. So let's do it. So first things first, let's find a mission. I think it's down here that needs to use the spare parts. There it is. Last container, but also the supplies. So let me just, I'm going to buy a trailer, a long trailer that can carry as many of these supplies as possible. Back this guy up here. Trailer store. And I want to buy a lot. I think that's it. Yeah, it holds 4 things. So I want to get this. I can't afford it. Oh no, I can't afford it. Okay, so what trailer can I afford? Okay, I didn't think that far ahead. So I'm gonna have to. You know what? I'm pretty sure there's a trailer up here. So I'm gonna just take this trailer. I'll take that trailer. Let's make our way over there. I am so looking forward to seeing how this thing spawns in the mud. Being able to drive through the mud is going to be extraordinary. All right, so up this hill and around is that spot that I could not get through no matter what. Except for the scout vehicle, I wasn't able to get through any other one. I'm looking forward to seeing how it actually gets through. Let's go, Ankh. Come on. Here we go. Oh, and it goes fast. This is fast. Holy moly, I should have bought this a long time ago. This is fantastic. Oh. All right. So I'm still doing my body boot camp. my body pump, whatever you want to call it, my weight training classes at the 24-hour fitness, and I'm still liking it. Miguel is still encouraging me. He actually called me out on my Wednesday class. He pointed out, I don't think he knows my name yet, but he pointed at me and said, "Hey, how are you doing after 3 weeks?" And this is my 3rd week, so he knew. Well, I'm still hanging in there. I got it going on. I'm starting to add more weights. He says that's really good. You want to try to add weights whenever you can, just 2.5 pounds at a time. Just add one more 2.5 pound little plate on each side just to kind of add to it. But it's tough. It's tough. Like I've been saying, it's not necessarily the weight that's the problem. I can definitely bench and curl more weight than I'm putting on there. It's just the length. It's 5 or 6 or 7 minutes of just constant reps. That's kind of the struggle with it. But I'm adding more weight. I added more weights on my squats, more weights on my curls, more weights on my triceps. Just an extra plate on each side. And I feel it. I definitely feel it, because when I get towards the end, it's like, oh my goodness, it's really hard to keep it going for that long. My muscles drop. But I like the way he's doing it though, with the less weight with more reps. It doesn't make you as sore afterwards. So when it's all finished afterwards, you don't feel it the next day. You can actually get out of bed. It's actually kind of nice. Okay, so here we are at the warehouse. Let's go. Okay. This way. This way. So here's that trailer. Oh, I'm stuck up on this darn thing. What is this thing? Don't tell me I'm stuck on this thing. Oh my goodness, I'm stuck on this, whatever these things are called. Oh my gosh. There we go. Thank you, winch. Okay. So I can't afford any like new beds. No, actually this truck you can't put new beds on. So this is all I have. So I'm gonna have to only be able to use. I don't attach to it. I'm gonna have to use trailers. That's okay though. That's okay. As long as I can get going. I couldn't travel anywhere before. Okay. I'm gonna want outbreak. Only 2 I can get, I guess. What's the first place I want to bring this? I want to bring the service part to here. Roadblock. I think the roadblock needs a service part. Yeah, service part. Tracking. I'm gonna get there. Go right. Left right here, up and around, and then right there. My bad, you were. Yeah, so I had an issue with whether or not I was streaming just a few minutes ago, but it turns out it wasn't through the one I scheduled. Yeah, that's what I started streaming a little bit late today too, because I didn't know. I don't know how to set it up with the YouTube. I scheduled a stream, but that's it. I guess it's not the one that I ended up streaming with, so I'm gonna have to do some more. Every week it's something new. Every week I gotta figure something out. Here. Yeah, so my body boot camp's been going pretty good. Wednesday after my body boot camp, my body boot camp is like in the morning. In the afternoon, I did like a mini road trip down to San Jose. I hung out in San Jose for a couple of days. That was actually nice. I don't hang out a lot in the South Bay, so it was nice to hang out there for a couple of days. There's this giant mall now, huge mall, and it's got like it has an Eataly. I ain't seen an Eataly since I was in Vegas. I didn't know they had Eataly anywhere else. Yeah, it's just a bunch of Italian food. Just a bunch of Italian food. And we had pizza and what are they called? A croquette and some sort of like araniti or something. I don't know how it's pronounced. That has mozzarella. But yeah, those were good. Those were good. That's the Westfield Mall. The Westfield Mall in San Jose. Yeah, it's a really, really big mall. They have a theater in there. We don't want to. There's also a ramen place that was really good. And this ramen place, you get to pick like everything you want. The type of broth, how thick it is, how much fat's in the broth, how spicy it is. Go. Okay. Now this road's open all the way here. I'm gonna want the more of the service spare parts. What mission? I forget what mission it's for. Is it over here? What's up with this one here? The rocks. Last part of the road I have to fix. Yeah, service spare parts. Oh, and metal beam. Okay. Let's get the service spare parts. Back up. I have a mess of a time back. Do it. I wonder if I can do it if I just attach the trailer and just pull it back. Could be. Yeah, so the ramen was a really good place. My only problem with it was we had just eaten at Eataly, so I wasn't as hungry. So I didn't enjoy it as much as I would have liked, because I do like ramen. Going the same direction I was going in the first place. Yeah, if I can go back to that mall, I think I would like to do just the ramen. Oh, that's the road that I missed. Wait, no, it's not, but it'll take me there too, right? It won't. It won't go on that road, right there, and then left right there. That's it. Yeah, the Eataly in the Westfield Mall was like, could you turn up your mic? Turn up my mic. Yeah. Turn up my game. Oh, is that better? I hope that's better. Is the mic the problem, or is the music in the game too loud? Turn the gain up on my mic just a little bit. I hope that helps. Okay, I can definitely turn the music down to the game. That's a lot easier than my mic, because my mic's already up all the way. Yeah, the Eataly at the Westfield Mall was 3 stories tall. It's like 3 stories of a bunch of different um, restaurants, Italian restaurants, a little Italian store, a little Italian market, all kinds of stuff for sale. It's pretty cool. I like stuff like that, you know, like themed, like larger themed stores. Oh, this is great. This truck, I'm so glad I bought this. This truck just makes this game so much easier. I can't believe the difference. Just night and day. I was definitely doing it wrong the first time. First time through, absolutely doing it wrong. So you know what I did? I looked at the mission. I looked at the mission that I wanted to do, but I didn't follow it. So it's rock slide. I want to start that because I need metal beams and service. Service parts. Ooh, hear that neck? Did you hear that through the mic? Oh my god, my neck is tight. Oh my gosh. I didn't think it would be that loud. I started to stretch my neck. It was like a big old pop. Okay, bring some service parts down. This way. Go. So, a few days ago, I got my very first work email here. Oh, work starting up soon. No. Another teacher friend of mine messaged me asking, just basically giving me a little rundown of the Math 1 curriculum that she's been developing. They just, you know, just wanted me to have it. So at some point, I think I want to take a look at it just so I can give her some feedback, but it just reminds me of that work. Back to having responsibilities. Oh no, I gotta do it. Oh, and speaking of teaching, Miguel, my personal trainer at the class, he's a teacher also. I didn't know that he was a teacher. He was doing his lesson. He was doing his little training, and his watch kept like interrupting the music that he was playing, and he was kind of getting frustrated. And at the end of the lesson, I had to go tell him, "Hey, by the way, I'm a teacher." And it happens to me all the time with my smartwatch. If I'm like pointing to the board at something and I'll say something, my phone will think I'm talking to it, and then it'll interrupt me. And it's pretty frustrating. And he laughed and said, "Oh, you teach? I was the teacher, but he taught English. He taught English for about 15 years before he went into personal training. But he taught high school as well. It's gotta be better." But yeah, I was just reminded that my teacher a few days ago when I got that email. "Hey, Kenny, here's some curriculum that I developed a little bit ago for Math 1. Here's just so you can have it." Okay, thanks. Thanks for the work. Thanks for the reminder that I have a job. No, it is cool being a teacher and having this time. I'm the kind of person, I feel like I have opposite ADHD. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. I'm going the wrong way. I want to go over here. And I took a right. I took a right when I left that one. I want to go right here. I want to go backwards. Oh. Can I make this all the way around? No. I don't want to chance that. I'm going to have to turn around. Yeah, so sometimes I feel like I have the opposite of ADHD, where when I focus on something, I just can't stop focusing. it takes a lot of my attention away. So, um, like during the school year, I'm super busy, um, lesson planning and grading and making curriculum kind of stuff. But then when school's out, I'm here. I got nothing to do, so I just find other things to focus on. That's kind of why I started the streaming thing and learning OBS. When COVID first started happening, I was working a lot from home, and I just took on video editing and started my YouTube channel. So just something that you just completely get lost in, and it just absorbs all of my attention. I just need something to focus on. I need something to do. So kind of why I do this kind of stuff. It gives me, learning OBS is kind of a headache, but at the same time, it gave me something to do. So I do enjoy teaching. I like having the time off, and then during the time off, I just gotta fill my free time with something. And I'm usually pretty good at finding something to do. Something that's productive. That's the hard part, is finding something that's productive. Definitely. Oh my God. Oh, speaking of TV shows. 1,000-Pound Sisters. Oh my gosh. Last week I mentioned that I had watched part of episode 1, and I just wanted to get to the point where they talked to the doctor and then just go right to the last episode just so I could see what it was like. And oh my God, I couldn't help it. That show got me. Oh my God, that show got me. Those sisters, oh my God, what a train wreck of an entire family, just about. The mom, the sisters, just a complete mess all around. And like the one sister, the thinner of the two sisters, Amy is her name, actually got the surgery. And then the larger of the two sisters, Tammy, she ended up gaining weight, so she couldn't get the surgery. And so I just ended up watching the show, waiting for Tammy to finally get on track, and she never did, and she kept gaining weight. And like at one point, I don't know if it was in season 1 or season 2, but she ate she got one of those meal prep programs, and she ate 32 meals in 2 days. She denied it, of course, saying that nobody can do that. But of course somebody can do that. If anybody can do that, it's going to be a 600-pound lady. That's who can do it. But yeah, I think she did do it. I can definitely see her doing it. It really, if you think about it from her perspective, it really is only eating 4 of them at a time, right? If you eat 4 meals a day, which most people do, you're supposed to eat 3, but most people eat 4 meals a day. She could put down 4 of those per meal, easy. So yeah, this absolute train wreck of a family. Completely addicted to food, and like emotionally unprepared to even start to diet. And the fact that they weren't trying to do therapy first just blew my mind. It was almost a recipe for failure from the get-go. It's almost as if TLC knew that they were going to fail over and over again and just went with it, because they didn't even care if they just wanted ratings. And what better ratings than somebody trying to lose weight and then keeps gaining weight and going back and forth. So the fact that they didn't, they eventually did do therapy, but the fact that it almost seemed like an afterthought trying therapy. And I think that should have been the first. They should have did therapy right off the bat. But if they would have did therapy right off the bat, then it probably would be like a 1-season show and it'd be done. But the whole family ended up getting involved in the show as well. Like season 1 was mostly just about, Tammy and Amy. But then, season 2, we got the brother got involved, the older sister got involved, and then the older brother ended up also getting a surgery, and we kind of followed along his story, and if I'm honest, the first 2 seasons I thought were very entertaining, fun. Oh my God, come on. Even this part's having a hard time with these stupid little, whatever those are. Look at these things. Actually, stop the truck and crash into it. Come on. Yeah, the first couple seasons I would say were fairly entertaining, but By season 3, it really became like apparent, obvious how much involvement TLC was having. It got I didn't watch it. Like the families started going on trips that clearly weren't planned by them. They were just like a way for, you know, TLC to have them go somewhere, and they were just put into situations that clearly were made up, and it got the last season 4. Tammy ends up getting, you know, married, and it's completely obviously just all made up for the show. So I'm not into it. I'm embarrassed to say I enjoyed the first 2 seasons. First 2 seasons were actually decent, and the show just got kind of my first foray into reality TV. I never really watched it. My first experience, 1,000-pound sisters. It was funny though. I think what made it good was just the fact that the sisters in themselves are just, you know, they're just entertaining to watch. Just their energy, their all together energy. Just, you know, they were train wrecks of people, but they were fun to watch. Cargo management. Let's get the service spare parts out there. And I need metal beams now. Go ahead and go that way. Oh no, keep going that way. Oh. I don't really need those service parts anymore. Kind of a waste, but I'm just gonna leave them there. Go back and get metal beams. Go, let's go, let's go. Yeah, so the last week I was downstairs quite a bit on my chair, on my comfy recliner chair, watching that stupid 1,000-pound sisters. But I tell you what though, it was, yeah, I know, because you want to go backwards left, but then you go backwards right, or vice versa. It's a pain in the neck. Yeah, absolutely. Or even if you try to back up straight, it still will find a way to either go left or right. So thank goodness this game's not real. I just back up until it tips over and then just go forward. I don't have to worry about it. Let's go this way. Give myself some metal beams. Yes, please. Oh my god, you know what you know what I ordered? You know what I ordered on Amazon? I got a pair of socks. And the worst part is, I was so excited to get them. I think that's how you know you're getting old, is if you're excited about socks. So I ordered these socks, and I gotta tell you, I was excited about getting them. They're like almost 20 bucks. And I was so excited until I got them and realized I paid 20 bucks. They're one pair of socks. I thought it was like a pack of 4 or 5. I got one pair of socks for $20 for $17.99. They're comfortable, but had I known it was just one pair, I definitely would not have gotten it. So, I actually had the socks on my wish list on my Amazon wish list for my birthday. I didn't get them, so I ended up buying them myself. Okay, so that's unlocked now. There's a trailer store. I wonder if I should sell this trailer or should keep it. I should keep it because it's all I have right now. Okay. If I follow, I wonder if I can try to get that truck out. Truck trailer. This is great. With this truck, I can get almost anywhere. I'm so excited to have this truck. So let me go to, what can I do with this? Missing machinery? Okay, truck trailer. I can definitely get this stuff. Deliver the trailer. Where is the trailer? Right there. I'm gonna get that trailer and deliver it. Let's do it. I'm gonna take this trailer. I'm going to park it a couple of trailer. Go. Well, let's go. Oh my god, this truck. I love it. I can't upgrade it. I can't put a bed on or anything like that. I can only put a tow hitch on it. So I can't use it to haul without a trailer, but that's okay because just the fact that this truck is able to go in the mud. It's already done wonders. Wait, yeah, this is a trailer. Why does it looks like it says trailer, but it looks like a truck. I'm gonna go off the road here and then get it done. Oh, let's go. So, a couple of days ago, my mom messaged me asking me if I can go pick up her meds at the pharmacy, which is fine. I live actually pretty close to the pharmacy, so she actually asks me quite often to go pick up her meds. And I'm always fine to do it. I gotta tell you, what is it about going to pharmacies that just takes so long? I don't think I've ever just been in line and just picked up a prescription and just walked out. It's always like such a, and everybody has a headache. Oh no, I think I'm gonna get stuck here. Oh no. Oh, this is gonna be harder than I, well, let's see if I can't reach it with it. I can get to there though. I gotta get the apartment. I think I should have reversed it. I think this will work though. I think this is gonna work. I think I can turn around. I think this is gonna be easier than I thought. Let's go. Come on. Do it. Yes. Oh, this truck is amazing. Oh my god. Go. Yeah, so everybody in line in front of me just like had some issue going on with their meds and they needed to, I don't know what happened, but just everybody takes forever to get through the line. And the line's only like 3 or 4 people and it just takes forever to get through. I was in the pharmacy for like a half hour just waiting to pick up my mom's meds. My mom had already called them in. They were all ready. I just had to wait. So I don't know what it is about pharmacy. I've never had luck at the pharmacy not taking a long time. You guys have any pharmacy hacks? How to get through the pharmacy quicker? Drop them in the comments because I gotta find out. Come on, you can do it. Oh, I don't even care. This is taking so long. This is, at least I'm moving. At least I'm moving forward. Let's go. Okay, actually, before I get too far, where am I? Where am I going? Deliver the trailer. Isn't it? No. Truck trailer. So where am I? I'm delivering it to right there. Okay. So I'm going to go up here. I'm going to take a left. Then take another left. And then go straight. Right. So I'm slow moving, but I don't even care that I'm going this slow because I'm actually moving. Those last trucks that I had were just a nightmare to actually try to. This is amazing that I can actually move. Oh my goodness. Yep, let's go. Yes. don't know how well you can tell. I do have a hat on right now, but I'll take it off real quick because I just got a haircut. I try to get a haircut once a month. About all I can afford. Haircuts are expensive. They're always more money than I think they should be. I pay about 35 bucks for my haircuts every month. The guy does a pretty good job. I get it cut really short though on the sides, like down, like basically shaved on the sides and then kind of faded up. But I get it cut as short as possible. That way I don't have to get a haircut as often as I, less often. So by the end of the month, it'll be kind of real bushy on the sides and then I'll shave it. But it does feel good though on the hot days to get all that hair like away from your ears and on the side of your head. Oh, it feels so good. Okay, oh my goodness. Jackknifing all over the place. Yeah, in the summertime, it's worth it. Get air. Okay. Deliver them. No. Oh. There we go. Good to actually get missions done. Okay, what's next? Riverside repair. So there's my service spare parts, and I dropped one of them up there, and I can't get it back. But I also need a wooden plank. So let's do that then. Let's follow this. I'll grab my trailer. I'll grab the wooden planks. And then we'll backtrack all the way to actually get the service spare parts. Let's go. Oh, something else we did in San Jose. There's like a sidewalk it's basically like a tunnel of light on the sidewalk. And if you walk through it, there's like a little light show that makes it look like you're kind of like going through space. It's really cool. It's not worth a trip to San Jose in and of itself, but if you're in the San Jose area, it's definitely worth checking that out. It was really fun. When you walk through one way, it almost looks like you're walking in slow motion because you're going like with the lights. But when you turn around and come the other way and you're going against the lights, it looks like you're going like fast forward. It's pretty cool. They're all like brightly colors and they go along with music. It's pretty cool. So we're gonna attach my winch to the back, right? Get it. Get it. Back, right? That's what I want. Right there. Let's go. It's gonna flip over. Oh my God. It's gonna go. Hopefully it'll fix itself. Yes, it did. Oh yeah. That's your trailer. There we go. All right, let's just see what it's like. Wooden planks are going to be, if you go through this town, off to the side, follow this road, you can get wooden planks right here at the lumber mill. That's where I want to go. So something else in San Jose that was amazing that we found on the first night there was this bar called MiniBoss. And it's a full bar, but all around it, in the back rooms and in side rooms and everywhere, little nook and cranny, they have arcades, like classic arcades, like original Nintendo games, Sega games, old style arcades. It was a lot of fun. And we actually didn't play any of the games, but just having them around and having other people play the games and actually seeing the games was just a lot of fun. So yeah, if I ever went back to San Jose, I would definitely want to check that out again. That was a lot of fun. Crashing it. Possibly crashing it over here. Also getting all of gas. Yeah, it was called MiniBoss, and I would definitely go there again. It was a lot of fun. And the drinks are good too. The drinks are really good. I forget what I ordered. Whatever I ordered, it was what the bartender had suggested. It was pretty good. I got the katana. Thank you, Winandar. Yes, I did. I ordered the katana. Oh, and the katana. It came with a little plastic katana, and I kept it. I have it in my pocket somewhere. Some of my clothes somewhere has it. Probably my jacket. Oh yeah, I actually kept a little plastic katana. I remember that thing. Yes. Look at that trailer dancing back there. Okay, this is going to be... I wonder if I should try to turn around first without the lumber in there. Turning around. Turning around. Planks. Yes, yes. Let's go. Here. Yeah, really low gas. And the last thing we did in San Jose before we finally decided to call it a wrap and come home, we stopped at the Winchester Mystery House, which is something I've always heard of it. It's always been something that I've known about, but I've just never gone and done it because I just don't spend a lot of time in the South Bay. So we checked that out, and it's actually really cool. This woman, Sarah, I think it's Sarah Winchester. She married. How do I gotta bring this here? Where am I going? Is it over here? Yeah, Riverside Repairs. We're over there. She married I think his name's William Winchester, the inventor of the Winchester rifle, and basically was like in his time like equivalent to being like a billionaire today. Absolutely wealthy. Well, he died, the Mr. Winchester guy, and most of like all of her family died, and she apparently was scared or convinced that all of the people who died with by a Winchester rifle would haunt her. So she was like compelled to just build this mansion and keep adding onto it to make it as confusing as possible to try to confuse the ghosts that would come back and haunt her. So this woman built this house absolutely just crazy. There's like doors that go to nowhere. There's staircases that just go into the ceiling. There's just all kinds of crazy stuff. It's basically a giant maze, and I'm going the wrong way. Son of a gun. And I can't turn around. I'm gonna turn around in this patch right up here. Hopefully I can turn around in this patch up here, because I am going the wrong way. Yeah, so she built this house, this mansion, just absolutely crazy. And I didn't know this. Apparently, she's super short. So all the stairs are like super like shallow steps. So you have to go up like countless steps to go from one floor to the next. And it's like a maze just to get up to the next level. So to be honest, I was actually worried about having like an anxiety attack while I was in there because it's just you get so turned around you don't know where you are. And I mean, luckily I didn't. I was. Oh, come on. Go back. I'm out of gas. I'm not going to make it back. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. So we're gonna have to do this again. Well, if there's anything I love to do, it's doing things all over again. Okay. So hopefully I make it back for gas. I don't think I will. I'm gonna have to buy another trailer too. So hopefully I have enough gas to at least get this trailer out on this side over here. I'll detach and then I'll go over. Okay. So I will detach the trailer and then recover because this is real life. Leave the garage. Now let's see if I can't buy a longer trailer. I think I can afford it. I might still be able to do this just in one trip. If I buy that longer trailer. Yes. Now, here we go. Now I can put it up. Okay. So we're going to go up this way. Around, around, around. With the long trailer. You can get it. Spare parts from there, service parts. Then I'm gonna have to go back out the same way I came. Okay, and then come all the way back out this way. All the way back out this way. Oh, this is gonna be a long way. And then go this way to get the lumber, and then come back out. All the way out here, this way. And then instead of taking that right like I did last time, take a left. This is where I have to fix it. Go around this way. Okay, that's gonna be a long ride. I don't think it's gonna waste any time because now I have a double trailer. So I'm gonna, we can almost pretend that the wood's already got. Let's go around. So the Winchester Mystery House, the tour is really cool. I liked it. Our tour guide was actually pretty cool. I liked him. It was pricey though. It's $45 per person for the tour. So it's a little on the pricey side, but I mean, it is an experience. At least I went, checked it out. It wasn't scary. I have heard that it's like a haunted house. I didn't get that vibe though. I mean, it was kind of a cool little novelty of a house or a mansion. Winchester Mystery House, and on our way out we went through the gift shop, of course, because every ride at Disneyland you have to exit through the gift shop. We got I got a magnet for my refrigerator because every time I go somewhere I always try to get some annoyingly obnoxious refrigerator magnet that I can put on my fridge to kind of show off the places I've been. I've got all these places around California that I've just out in Vegas, up in Oregon, Portland, and all kinds of places. I always try to get to some kind of stupid refrigerator magnet. I love it. This is so great. Let's go. Come on. I don't even care that I'm moving slow. I just love that I'm moving. I was absolutely doing this game wrong. Last session, absolutely was I doing it. Let's get it. Mm-hmm. So the drive to, I live in the North Bay, and the drive to and from San Jose, we completely avoided San Francisco. We went through Oakland and then down the East Bay, and then on our way back up, we went up the East Bay and then through Oakland again. Yeah, that's a life hack if you're ever come to visit or you're in the Bay Area and you want to go somewhere on the opposite side of San Francisco. Unless you want to visit San Francisco, don't go through San Francisco. That is absolutely a nightmare. The 101, which is the main freeway here, it's not continuous. You have to drive through the city of San Francisco in order to get from one part of the 101 to the next part of the 101. So it's not worth it. You get to go across the Golden Gate Bridge, which is beautiful, but you have to drive through San Francisco, which is not. Okay, so I want service parts, 2 of them. Let's go. That's all I want. Yeah, I remember when I was like in my 20s, my very early 20s, you know, I was relatively new to driving. And I was just so excited about going to San Francisco as often as I could. So I would drive down there like once or twice a month just to hang out. I'd go to the Embarcadero, I'd go like Metreon, back to Metreon, cool place. You know, I'd go to like, Mission, Haight Ashbury. I would just go all the time as often as I could. I thought it was so cool that I was so close to San Francisco, and I still do. It's just, I guess the novelty wore off, and now I'm kind of over it. I want to go back the same way I came. I want to go back this way. I think maybe I do want to try to go over this part this time, just to try it. Yeah, but that driving through San Francisco is not, I mean, like I said, unless you're trying to visit San Francisco, avoid it. Even the airport, SFO is a nightmare. If my friends are flying in or out of the Bay Area and I got to pick them up from the airport, if I got to pick them up from Oakland, it's fine. If I got to pick them up from San Francisco, oh my God. It's pretty good. We're safe. There is another version of this truck, the Ankh, that you can put a bed on, but it's not available yet. I don't know if it's locked behind a level, like I can get to a certain rank, or if it's locked like by a location I gotta find. I'm not sure. But I did look into it, and there is another version of it that you can have an actual trailer bed. Ah, let's do it. This mud ain't nothing. No problem here. Oh man, just a week ago, I'd have been on this mission for like 4.5 days. Oh my gosh. This just makes such an easy, makes it so easy. on our way back, we just have to make one detour to go pick up those wooden planks that I already picked up that I dropped. All I gotta do. And then we're gonna finish the boatman's house. Ooh, slip slide. Boost. So I started Duolingo. I want to learn Spanish. So I got Duolingo and I've been practicing. And so far my streak is every day I've had it so far, I've used it. So still learning basic sentences. Things like hola Juan, mucho gusto. It's basic. It's pretty basic. I don't know how effective it is, but I mean, at least it gets you exposed. I've actually been around Spanish a lot in my life. My dad, believe it or not, is Mexican, Hispanic, and but he actually left before I was born. That's a different story. That's another story. But the bottom line is, a lot of my aunts and uncles are also Mexican, and they speak Spanish. My mom speaks Spanish. My sister, my older sister, her first language is Spanish. I was around Spanish a lot, and I think I have good like word recognition. I can definitely hear it, and I feel like I have good accent when I speak it. But growing up, I always like resented, my dad for having left us, so I like didn't want to learn. So I finally just decided maybe I took Spanish in high school, but never took it seriously. But this Duolingo thing, I'm actually taking seriously. So like every time it gives me a sentence, I try to actually like visualize being in that situation when I'd be using that sentence to kind of, just to kind of give me context about what I'm learning. So I'm taking it seriously. So I hope it goes somewhere. Maybe I could, in addition to Duolingo, I can kind of do something else. One more time. One more 3-point. Here we go. Practicing a Spanish recipe. High school teacher made us do. Oh my god. That's a good idea. I would just feel so pretentious going to a Mexican restaurant and they just start to speak Spanish. I honestly, I could just go to my mom's house and just talk to her in Spanish. I thought about doing that. My mom's actually really good at Spanish. My mom doesn't, she didn't learn from textbooks or from school. She just learned from being, married to a Mexican. So she actually knows like all the ins and outs of speaking it and all the lingo, and it's not a formal education she has, but it's very, very conversational. So I've heard from other people that if you're talking to my mom on the phone, you would never know that she was, it was a second language. It sounds authentic. So that's probably where I get a good accent. I always heard her mom, on the phone or with her friends or whoever, speaking Spanish. Okay, now I want wooden plank, right? Wooden plank. Oh, yes, plank. Boom, boom. There we go. Let's go. So your teacher told you to practice in a restaurant. Did you actually do it? Winindar? Did you actually practice in a Mexican restaurant? did? I forgot to get gas. I will not make this. I'm not going to make it. It's actually a field trip. I'm going to have to get out of here and double back. I can't believe I... That's a good idea, though. I took Spanish for 2 years, and my Spanish teacher we never did a field trip. We did those things where, like, you bring in a Mexican food and then you kind of talk about it in Spanish. We did that, but we never actually took a field trip or did anything in Spanish. That would have been kind of fun. I actually had a really good Spanish teacher when I was... Oh, this is an interesting story. Check this out. When I was in high school, I had a Spanish teacher who went by... I have to watch telenovas and make our own version. Oh my gosh. That's fantastic. Telenovas. Oh, those are so like over dramatic dramas. Oh my gosh. Make your own. That sounds like so much fun. Especially nowadays where every kid has like a cell phone or some way to make a video. Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun. I can imagine that being a lot of fun. Just have like a cell phone, record your own little telenovas. Telenovelas, that's what they're called. Oh my gosh. Sounds like a lot of fun. So my Spanish teacher he used to toca la guitarra. He would play the guitar and sing to us in Spanish, and we would sing along in Spanish. And you know, nobody liked doing it, singing, but we did. They did. And so his name was Mr. Huntsinger, but we didn't call him that. We called him Don Guillermo. Don Guillermo, Sir William. I think that very directly translates there. So just watched your Robocop review video. Top notch, my friend. Oh, thank you. Stretchy pants. That means a lot to me. Robocop is actually one of my favorite movies. It's right up there. And thank you. Yeah. I started this YouTube channel a few years ago during COVID, and I have no training in any sort of video editing or anything like that. I've never done anything YouTube, and this is kind of my first, you know, rendezvous into it. And so everything I learned on my own. So any sort of feedback or anything like that, and you know, even positive feedback, I really appreciate. The Robocop trilogy, I did all 3 of them, and actually those videos I'm very, very proud. Some videos you're more proud of than others. The Robocop trilogy, I'm really proud of my work in those videos, the scripts that I wrote, and also just, you know, putting the videos together. The problem with doing movies like that with Robocop is I know the movies so well, inside and out. I know every line of dialogue. I know every scene. So when I'm editing, like at any moment, I'm always like, oh, this scene right here needs to be, and so I have to go find that scene to put it in there. It takes forever. When I'm like reviewing a movie I'm not that familiar with, it's not that hard because I just use whatever I can find from the trailer. But when it's a movie I'm really familiar with, it's tough because I want to add so many scenes. Thank you, Stretchy Pants. I really appreciate that. Yeah, Robocop 1, 2, and 3. All 3 of those. Believe it or not, the one I actually enjoyed making the most was Robocop 3. The one I liked the least. That was the funnest video to make just because it was so stupid. It's like almost made for TV level stupid. I can't believe that they, you know, decided that would be a mainstream movie. Oh, I'm stuck. Let's go. Let's get up. Yeah, absolutely. Your page popped up probably a year ago, and I powered through quite a few of them. You have a very interesting takes and very interesting. I appreciate that. You know, that's the one that I really do appreciate that feedback, because I'll go like while I'm editing. Obviously, while you're editing, you got to watch your video, you know, 20 times over and over and over again while you get all the pieces together. And then once I have everything up, and I'll post it and I'll watch it, and I got to tell you, that's my number one complaint about myself is I don't find myself entertaining at all when I'm putting these when I put everything together and I actually post it. I find myself almost like just so monotonous and boring. But I mean, I guess it depends on what you're looking for. If you're just looking for the information, then I guess it's a little more entertaining. But like, I watch other reviewers and I see how like it's almost as if they have like, you know, they drank like 4 Red Bulls before they started recording their video, and they have like all this energy. And then you get to my video and I'm just like, you know, talking. So I just don't find it entertaining that way. How am I gonna get back there? Oh my god, what is going on? Can I just do these trees? Oh, come on. I don't know what to do. There we go, there we go, there we go. Let's go. Come on. I'm gonna make things worse. I'm gonna make things worse. No, I'm not. It's gonna work. Oh. I think it's tough to rewatch yourself on video. You hear a lot of comics and entertainers say they don't watch their specials or movies, so you aren't alone about this. Yeah, okay. See, I appreciate that, you guys. Thanks a lot. I don't know how I'm gonna get this out of here. So Stretchy, it's not too much of my business. You don't have to tell me, but I won't be offended if you're not. But are you subscribed? I think I'm gonna have to detach and then pull this back through. Oh no, it's through. I got it. Okay. Oh, right on. Thank you. Appreciate that. I finally met one of my subscribers. Right on. Thank you. Yeah, I've been doing this YouTube thing for, I think I'm going on 3 years. I started in 2020. Yeah, going on 3 years. And I'm sitting at, I think, just over 400 subscribers. So my growth is relatively small. You know, I don't do like the YouTube shorts where I try to, you know, work the algorithm to kind of get me, you know, extra viewers. I guess I could, but that would just be more time consuming. This is just a passion project, to be honest. You know, my favorite genre of movies is horror movies. I do quite a bit of horror reviews, but I'm all over the place. You know, I don't even have like a niche of movies that I watch. I just, whatever I find interesting, and whenever I finish a movie and I have like, I keep thinking about it, which happens, you know, sometimes I'll just, you know, start to pick away at it until I have kind of an angle to kind of think about the movie, and then I'll write a script around it. But you know, for the most part, it's, I don't have like, if I don't know if you also do content creation, but if you open up your YouTube studio, which is where you kind of do all your uploading and kind of analytics and that kind of stuff, you can actually go, there's a little tab where you can go and you can type in like whatever content you do, like, you know, movie reviews or whatever, and it'll give you a list of things that are hot topics at that time. So there's like, I can get a list of movies that YouTube, you know, would think that would do well, but I don't do them. I just do what movies I want to do. Sometimes they offer, like, I think one of the movies they want me to do is Dungeons and Dragons movie, which I watched and I like, but it's like it's one of those hot movies right now, and YouTube thinks that if I did a video on that, I would get lots of views, and I don't think I have enough to say about that movie to do a review on it, so I just haven't done one. But you know, so yeah, I guess I'm not purposefully trying to make my YouTube as big as I can get it. I'm just kind of putting videos up, kind of just, you know, for myself. I don't want to do that drilling stuff yet. So missing oil tanker. I have to deliver there, and where is it? I think I can do this now. With this truck, I think I can do it. Let me see if I can't bring this back. Let me see if I can't bring this back so I can sell it. And then try to get that oil tank. Go with your gut and do the vids you are passionate about. It's more genuine and comes through. Yeah, that's exactly what I think. And also, like, I don't think of myself as an authority on movie opinion. So I don't feel like even if I did what the algorithm wanted and just did a movie that is, that YouTube would think would do well, I still don't think it will, because nobody's going to see my face and be like, oh, that's the video I want to click on. Nobody knows who I am. I just put videos out that, I want to make. But yeah, I enjoy what I do. I enjoy making the videos. And, yeah, like I said, if I finish a movie and it's like weighing on my mind about something I want to say about it, once I make the video and put it up, like that, my mind is totally clear and at ease. I don't think about it. Because I'll dwell. I'm like, I'm a, what do they call it? Like a perseverator? What do they call that? Somebody who just like perseverates on, like dwells on stuff. Like almost OCD, but like, just, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Like, I'll just dwell on like an idea. Some more gas just in case. Go back to the trailer. Oh, so my Spanish teacher, I want to go back to that real quick. So Don Guillermo, my Spanish teacher, back when I was in high school, I had him. He was one of my favorite teachers. And I tell you, years later, when I became a teacher, I ended up teaching for a year at the very same school that I went to. And he was still there at the time. And when I first saw him, I didn't recognize him. Well, first of all, he was much older and he had gray hair, whereas before he, had like black hair. I didn't recognize him because he was talking to me in English. He was like, "Henny, it's good to see you again." I was like, "Okay." I didn't know who he was. And when he told me Mr. Hunsinger, I was like, "Oh my God, it's you." I didn't recognize him because I didn't recognize his English voice. I was only used to him speaking Spanish. His Spanish voice is much deeper. And then when he's talking in English, it was a lot higher and like more nasally. So I didn't even recognize who he was. So anyway, that was the punchline of my story about 30 minutes ago. My Spanish teacher, I didn't recognize him when I met him again because of the fact that his voice was different. So Stretchy, is Robocop one of your favorite franchises too? Or not just Stretchy. I actually don't know how many other people are in this room because I turn off all the notifications, so I have no idea if anybody's watching or who's watching. The first two movies, yeah, mine too. The first two movies are definitely up there. The first one is a classic. I love Paul Verhoeven. He's one of my favorite directors. I love Robocop. I love Total Recall. And of course, Starship Troopers. I think that's like his trifecta. Robocop, Total Recall, and Starship. I think in that order. I think that's the order of how I like them too. What are some other movies that you really like, Stretchy Pants? I'm sorry to keep calling you out, but okay, let's all this back. Yes, get out of here. And I actually want to recover this, just because I'm kind of getting recovered. I know some people just like to maybe just watch and not really interact, but I want to go out up this way. So I want to, what mission was it? It was missing oil tanker. So I want to deliver it to there, but I got to pick it up from right there. So how am I going to get there? I'm going to get there like so. I'm going to go this way. And then I can take my new favorite route. I can go my new favorite route and go up here, around here, go left, go straight through this. I gotta go straight through here, straight through this way, and then hopefully I can get there in this truck. Yeah, I love movies. I love watching movies. I love just chatting about movies. I love movie quotes. Sometimes I'll just get in little games with my friends and just kind of, you know, we'll try to one-up each other on just delivering a different movie quote that has to do with whatever situation we're in. One of my favorite movies are... Man on Fire. That's the one with Denzel Washington, right? Man on Fire? Yes. Man on Fire. Yeah, Denzel Washington is pretty good. I liked him in Flight. I liked him in Flight because I kept expecting him to get away with it. Like when the movie started, I was like, man, how can they be like trying to get this guy down? Like he saved everybody's life, you know? Yeah, he did have a few drinks, but nobody knew. And then when they discovered he did, they started to question it and started to try to like figure things out. And I kept thinking the whole time, I was like leave him alone. Like the guy just saved everybody. And by the end of the movie, I was like, no, he got what he deserves. Yeah, he totally learned from it. He's like a better person from it. So like it was good. And then what's his name was in that movie? John Goodman. Oh, he had like the best role in that movie ever. Oh my gosh. It was like the day before his trial. He was completely drunk. He got so drunk because the hotel, they took all the alcohol out of the hotel. And he discovered that the door between the two hotel rooms was open and the other one had like a full bar in the fridge. So he drank all of it, got totally drunk. And then the next day he was supposed to go to trial, but he was drunk. And so the John Goodman character came with like a bunch of like cocaine to like get him like to give him an upper to get off all the downers. Oh, it was funny. And he was like totally holding it. And I think he got away with it too. He completely got away with it, but then he finally just like sat there and just said, no, I was drunk. I'm drunk right now. And he went on this whole speech about how he has a problem. Man, that was good. That was a good movie. And that's one of those movies where, you know how there's some roles you just think like, man, nobody else can play that. I don't know if somebody else could have played that with as much heart as he put into it. That was a really good role. Back myself up and winch it to me and then connect it. In Man on Fire, that was the one where he was a bodyguard, right? For that girl, right? Was it the president's daughter or like some important person's daughter? Is that what it was? Bodyguard for the girl. Yeah. What was the girl though? What was she? Like a senator's daughter or something, or something like that. Yeah, that was a good movie too. I like that. I only watched that one once though. Flight, I watched a few times. From the back to, I guess I'm gonna have to go there and see what I can do. Oh, it might be stuck. Go to fanning. Yeah, maybe it wasn't. Yeah, for some reason I do remember it being some sort of government office job, um, government official. Dakota Fanning. Wow. You don't. What is she doing now? Right there. Let's go. It's there. I think it's there. I think we can connect it almost. You know what the most recent Denzel Washington movie I watched was Taking of Pelham 123. And that's the one I want to attach. No, attach the trailer. There we go. Taking of Pelham 123, which Denzel Washington was good, but then he was acting against what was his name? John Travolta. Why is John Travolta so hit or miss? John Travolta is like some really good movies, and then other times he's just in absolute garbage. And he is absolute garbage. You know, he's like an under the radar version of Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage is like famously a good bad actor. John Travolta is too, I think. John Travolta is just sometimes in some absolute garbage roles. We're gonna go. I'm actually gonna cheat a little bit. I'm gonna change it to morning. See what I'm doing. He was bad in that movie. And like his dialogue was so cringy. His dialogue was just so cringy. John Travolta taking a fellow movie. First of all, do I want to go out the same way I came in? Also, I think I do. The Fanatic. I have not seen that. John Travolta, you're talking about? Fanatic? I have not seen that. I haven't heard of it. The Fanatic. The movie Fred Durst, you mean? Oh, Flu Durst. I never heard of Flu Durst. Flop. Okay, I do want to go. I want to go a little bit. I'll follow this road. Oh, that's all right. John Travolta, I know he's been in a lot and he's kind of known for a lot of movies, but you know what I always think of him as is the I haven't seen the room either. Oh my gosh, you're giving me some homework over here. I always think of him as, and you know what, I've never even watched this movie all the way through. Remember Michael, where he played Angel? He was in Michael, which he played an angel, and every time somebody asked him to do something, like a miracle, he'd always say, "I'm not that kind of angel." I always think of that role for John Travolta. I don't know why. I always think of him eating an apple or whatever the heck he was eating at that time. Like, I'm not that kind of angel. Got this. Yeah, the room. That's something I haven't heard of either. The room. There was that movie that all took place in a room. I think it was called Bug. Have you heard of that? These two people are like living, or like they're in like a hotel room, and they're either, I think they're infected with some sort of bug that gives them, like, makes them like hallucinate or something. Some weird, I don't know. It was a weird movie. I think it was called Bug. All took place in one room. Okay, and I want to take this shortcut, which is right up here to the right. My next right. So is Denzel Washington your favorite actor, or do you even have a favorite actor? I don't have a favorite actor, but I definitely have actors where, like if they're in a movie, I'm going to watch it. I guess you can count that as favorite, but I don't just have one. I just have like, there's like a handful of actors I'm always willing to give them a shot. DiCaprio usually knocks it out in a lot of the movies he's in. Tom Hanks, of course, whenever he's in something, I always make sure to check that out. Yeah, and DiCaprio, it took him forever to get an Oscar. And I actually have thoughts about that, actually. I always thought that DiCaprio was one of those actors where he always gives, like, the best performance he can get for every movie he's in. So, like, maybe, I think he has the most, like, if you ranked every actor with every role they had, like, okay, on this movie, he gave it a 9. But on this movie, maybe he only gave it a 7. I think DiCaprio has the highest average. I think, on average, DiCaprio always gives, like, a 9 in every one of his performances. He really gives it, gives it as close to a perfect effort as he can possibly give it. The problem is, like, on any given year, some actor just happened to, like, give a 10. And that actor would, like, get the award. Yeah, he deserves a lot. I think he deserved it for Happy Gilmore, when he played the younger brother with Down syndrome. I tell you, I didn't even know that was DiCaprio when I first watched it. Did not even know it was DiCaprio. He did such a good job. So now I gotta deliver that. So I'm gonna deliver the missing oil tanker to where? Missing oil tanker gets delivered to right there. Okay, so that means I'm going to take a right here. Oh, I gotta go to the gas station. Oh, I should have went that way. Whatever, I'm going the long way. Here we go. Okay. This way. I did go the wrong way though. Actually, can I get up there, do you think? Can I bring it up that way? Let's try it. Yeah, Johnny Depp is definitely very good. Oh my God, the Johnny Depp trials. Were you following that at all? Him with Amber Heard? When that first started rolling out, the first thing I thought was like, not Johnny Depp 2. Please, not Johnny Depp 2. Let's not make this real. And I was really worried that that he was going to be taken down. So I was like slightly invested in him doing well. And just the more and more I learned about it, and the more I learned like how crazy Amber Heard was, I was like, thank goodness Johnny Depp is like, he's not 100% in the clear. He definitely, I mean, that relationship was toxic. But I'm really glad that Johnny Depp is, turned out to be, a much better person than she was painting the light. I like Johnny Depp. I even like Johnny Depp in his version of Willy Wonka. And I'm a huge fan of the first Wonka. I really like Gene Wilder's Willy Wonka. I think it's almost like a perfect movie. It's so good. So when he was announced doing the remake, um, I don't know if you call it a remake. I think it's a remake. We'll call it. I was worried, but I was really happy with it. I thought it was really good. It was funny. It was original. It's definitely its own movie. And Johnny Depp definitely made it his own character. Let's get this delivered. Yes. Oh, and I've been promoted. Let's go. And let's get some gas. Wait, has Johnny Depp and DiCaprio ever been in a movie together? Motel Woes. What is Motel Woes? I need to get the curtain side trailer, which is way up there. And now that this is gone, I can do that. Yes, sir. Let's do it. Let's do it. So I'm actually going to... I'll just come straight down. This way. Right here. Get some gas. I always need gas. Come up this way. Straight up, straight up, straight up, straight up, straight up. Is that... Where's the curtain side trailer? I already forgot where it was. There it is. Okay. Right here. And I think you can come through the back side right there. Yeah, back side right there, and then I can come through that curtain side trailer. And then deliver it to where? To the motel. Okay, let's go. Depp and DiCaprio. I'm sure they've been in a movie together, right? Who was in Basketball Diaries? Depp. I mean, DiCaprio. Was Depp in that? Basketball Diaries. That's one of DiCaprio's first, too. That was a long time. You know what's funny about DiCaprio and yes, him and okay, good. Yes, hey Z, hey Z, how you doing? You know what else is funny about Depp and? Oh my gosh, eating Gilbert Grape. Of course, that I just brought that up. I just talked about that like 20 minutes ago. Yes, Depp and DiCaprio were both in that, of course. I don't know why I forgot about that. I just talked about a movie and then like 20 minutes later, I'm like, did that ever happen? Did those two actors that I just talked about in the same movie, were they ever in the same movie? So, Johnny Depp's very first movie. Do you know it, by the way, before I tell you? Johnny Depp's very first movie. Oh, yes, the Ernest movies. Yes, I love, yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street. So Nightmare on Elm Street was Johnny Depp's first movie. Do you know DiCaprio's first movie? Any guesses out there? Yeah, the Ernest movies, I still love those. Ernest Saves Christmas. That's one of my reviews too. By the way, if you're watching this later and you want to go back and watch one of my reviews, yeah, Ernest Saves Christmas is still one of my favorite Christmas movies. I love Ernest. You know, Gilbert Grape was not Depp's first movie. Not Depp. I didn't say Depp. DiCaprio's first movie was actually Critters. Critters 3 was DiCaprio's first movie. So DiCaprio and Depp's first movies were both like horror franchises. One franchise is a lot more well known than the other, but yeah, all horror. There's actually quite a few um, actors who got their start in horror. Um, Depp was Elm Street. DiCaprio was Critters. Um, who else? Who else? Oh, Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th. The very first one had a very, very young Kevin Bacon. Oh, there's more out there. There's more out there. Oh, Jamie Lee Curtis. Jamie Lee Curtis was Halloween. There's more out there. I just can't remember. Jennifer Aniston in Leprechaun. Yes. Jennifer Aniston. Leprechaun. I remember that. Oh, yeah, you're spelling. I didn't even notice it was spelled wrong when I glanced over there. Looks right to me. Yeah, The Leprechaun's one of those movies that I always remember liking it more than I like it. Every time I watch it, I always look forward to watching it because I'm always thinking like, oh, this is going to be fun. And like while I'm watching it, I realize this is like really long and boring. I think it's a boring movie. Oh, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I want to get that trilogy. What are they? Is the good, the bad, and the ugly? Is that the first one or the last one? I think there's a trilogy, right? A Fistful of Dollars, A Few Dollars More, and the good, the bad, and the ugly. Is that what it is, or does the good, the bad, and the ugly go first? I never remember that. I think it goes in that order. I think the good, the bad, and the ugly is the third one. I think that's the finale. I think it's A Fistful of Dollars, A Few Dollars More. This trailer, and those are actually movies that I've never seen them all the way through. All those movies. So I should get around to it though, because I do want to get some good Clint Eastwood. Too far away, of course it is. What they mean by too far away is actually it's too close. Because now that I move farther away, it's yeah, it's because they're just old. They're like from the 70s, right? Or they're not from the 60s, right? They're from the 70s. The good, the bad, and the ugly, like that trilogy. Oh, they are from the 60s. I think I'm at the age where when I was looking at movies from the 60s and 70s, I felt like they were too old to enjoy. So I never bothered watching it when I was a kid. And then by the time you grow up, you know, if I'm going to watch older movies, it's usually movies that I've seen before. So when I make time to watch older movies, it's usually an occasion. So I gotta make time to watch it. I do want to watch it. Speaking of watching older movies for the first time, I just watched. Now, okay, I'm going to start this sentence, but let me finish it before you react. I just watched Jaws, like all the movies. I've definitely seen Jaws. I love Jaws, but I never really made time to watch Jaws 2 or 3 or any of the rest of them. So I finally actually made time to watch all the Jaws movies. Oh my gosh. Oh yes. I want to play that really badly. And oh my gosh, Peter Weller does the mocap and the voice acting. Oh, I want to watch that. I want to play that so bad. I really hope that they add to the story in like a good way, like actually. Oh, it looks good. I'm really looking forward to it. If we couldn't get a good Robocop movie, at least give us a good Robocop game. Yeah, and I'm really glad about Peter Weller coming back, because Robocop 3 was just a nightmare of a mess. They really messed that up. What about you, Sly Rye? Are you gonna play it, or are you gonna even bother? Some people don't even bother playing those like made from movie video games. I'm excited for it. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna play it. What is it like? Like Dark City or Detroit? What is it called? Robocop something dark. Does it have to do with Detroit? Remember the show Robocop Prime Directives? Oh my gosh, I was so excited for that show. It is unbearably boring, that show. It is absolutely just watching paint dry boring of a show. I think I watched like episode 1 and I tried to go into episode 2. The episodes are long too. I think they're like 2 or 3 hour episodes. They're like mini movies basically. And I tried to get through them all and I just could not. Yeah, the game looks good. I definitely want to try out the game. What? Am I not following the mission? Is this not the curtain side trailer? Oh, it's right there. I gotta deliver it to the arrow down, not to the square. Yeah, so the Jaws movies, I finally watched. Oh, I'm gonna head out. Hey, thanks a lot, KZ. I appreciate you stopping by and saying something. Have a good night, man. But I finally watched like the rest of the Jaws movies, and I didn't know just how awful they were. Number 2 actually is watchable. No, actually, number 2. One of them was actually. Honestly, I think it was number 3. I think number 3 was so bad that it was like at least entertaining, but yeah, number 2 was just really, really boring. Number 3 was bad, but I think it actually had some funny lines in it. Yeah, they're bad. They are really, really bad. Those Jaws movies. What is this one here? Find the I don't want to find that stuff yet. Missing machinery. I don't want to do that one yet. Maybe it's time to start the contract. That's not the drilling parts yet. What is this one here? So I got to find the fuel. I can get that now. And I got to do consumables and okay. So fuel carrier. So let me go get. Let me start tracking this. Start tracking. Let me grab that fuel carrier, and I think it's going to be quicker to get that if I want to go down this way. I think I do. I want to take this left and go straight down to this fuel carrier right there, and then back out. But I think I can take a little bit of a shortcut if I recover first. Didn't they also just release recently? Jaws 2 isn't that bad. Helicopter. Is that where? Did the helicopter blow up? I forget what happened. That was at the very, very end. Isn't there an Evil Dead game that's out right about now? A new one? Speaking of video games made from movies. Yeah, the Evil Dead franchise. There's been a few games for it, and I haven't been really impressed with much of the games. I think one of them in the past was already voiced by Bruce Campbell. I played that one for a bit, but I never beat any of them. And I never enjoyed them enough to actually play it through long enough to beat it. So I don't know how excited I am for this next one. If there is, I think there is a game or a game that's already out. Oh, you know what? You know what? Video game or movie video game was made a while ago that I was excited for was that Friday the 13th game. When that was first announced, and I saw like videos of it, looked amazing. Kane Hodder did all of the mocap for Jason. It looked so good. I was so excited for it. I bought it as soon as it came out. And when it first came out, it wasn't a physical copy. It was only digital, and I didn't even care, even though I wanted a physical copy. I bought it right away, and I didn't know it was an asymmetrical horror game. I do not like those asymmetrical horror games, so I didn't like the Jason game. I basically played it long enough just to kind of get the atmosphere from it, which I did enjoy, but just the gameplay I did not like at all. So even that new like Texas Chainsaw Massacre game, I don't like those types of games. Here we go. Yeah, that Friday the 13th game. Super excited for it. Then it came out, wasn't very fun. Even the Dead by Daylight game. Not Dead by Daylight, what is it called? What is that game called? The famous one? The asymmetrical horror? Dead by Dawn? I forget what it's called. I didn't like that much either, even though you can play as like Michael Myers. Dead by Daylight. Yeah, Dead by Daylight. Yeah, I didn't like them. I'm not a big fan of them. I mean, I'll play them for a little bit and have some fun. Especially if I'm on Discord and kind of like giggling with my friends, you know, oh, he's gonna get me, and then you kind of run. That part of it is fun, but you know, playing it for, you know, a few hours at a time, or I can't see myself playing it for that long. I just want to enjoy it. Where does this gotta go again? This thing. It's gotta go to deliver to. What is it called? Steel River Supplies. Right down here. Yes. So I gotta deliver that thing to right. Okay, I gotta get to town. Right, let's go to town. Yeah, there's the Friday the 13th. Dead by Daylight came out first, I think. Then the Friday the 13th came out, and then there's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre one. If you're gonna play any of those, though, I would recommend, unless you're a huge Friday the 13th or a huge Texas Chainsaw Massacre fan, I would say go for Dead by Daylight, because you could buy different villains to be. You could be Michael Myers, you could be the Ringu girl, you could be Pinhead from Hellraiser. You could be like a variety of different. You could be Ghostface from the Scream movies. So I'd recommend that because you have the most variety. Making this happen. Oh, this truck's amazing. Every mission I've tried, I've completed with this truck. Last week was just an absolute nightmare. I would get stuck everywhere I went. This is exactly how you're supposed to play the game. With a truck that actually goes through the mud. Oh, also, last week, we talked a little bit about what's it called? Twisted Metal, the Twisted Metal movie. So I looked into that a little bit. It turns out it's Twisted Metal. It's a TV show. It's going to be a mini series, so it's not going to be a movie. Nicolas Cage is in Dead by Daylight. Oh, no way. Just as a character, like as a not like a villain, but like an actual character where you try to run away. That's hilarious, Nicolas Cage. Gas. Fill it up. Yeah, I have Dead by Daylight on Steam. I got it a while ago. I'm a huge horror movie fan, so I mean, of course, I'm going to try it. And I mean, I do enjoy it. It's just not enough to like go out of my way to play it. I think I've played it a few times with some friends on Discord, but it's never something I'm super excited to go play. It's just something that I'm willing to try if, you know, my friends are also playing. Actually, you know what game I'm excited about trying when it finally comes out is the Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate 3? Am I supposed to drop this off here or go in there? Where am I supposed to go? Delivered it in storage. Oh yeah, they're so slow paced in this game. Live. I pick it up if it ever goes on sale just to try it. It is very satisfying to drive around and to kind of like get yourself through the mud. So like, I guess watching it is one thing, but actually playing it, it is a very satisfying game to play. So I'd recommend trying it if you've been thinking about it. And why isn't this activated? That was it? Am I done? Did this mission just, did I not catch that I delivered this? What the heck? I guess I didn't realize that I guess I can go sell this. Now I gotta get consumables and wooden plank. So consumables I can get from the farm, and the wooden planks I can get from where I got wooden planks from you today. So I'll take this back, this fuel tank, and I'll sell it. And then I'll buy the double trailer again. That way I can carry all four at once. Now what is BG3? What is that? Did I miss something? BG3. Oh yeah, Baldur's Gate. Yeah, it looks interesting, and I like the dynamic of rolling dice, rolling your d20s to kind of have stuff figured out. I'm kind of like, oh, don't you spill over on me. I'm gonna sell you. I do a little bit of D&D. I'm in a campaign I'm not a DM. I'm not familiar enough with the game to be able to DM. I just kind of sit there and pretty much do what I'm told. And then whenever it's my turn to try something, you know, I'll roll a dice to see if it works. But I'm not super well versed in it. I usually, while I play, I have a lot of questions while I'm playing, but I try my best. So I'm thinking, you know, having like the game take care of all that part of it for me, right? Might be nice. But yeah, I'm excited about trying it. Get like a streamlined version of D&D. Hopefully I can figure it out. I heard it's supposed to be really immersive. Might be, I think it'll be the biggest game I ever played. Up until now, I think I think Zelda, the new Zelda games, Tears of the Kingdom especially, are some of the biggest games. It's like the biggest game I ever played. As far as just things to do and map, size, and just the sheer scale of everything. I never played the Skyrim. So I don't know if Skyrim's bigger or smaller than Zelda, but I think Zelda might be one of the biggest games I've ever played. So Baldur's Gate might be the case when I get there. Have you played Skyrim? People keep saying that, and every time I think about it, I always think it's too late. I always think it's too late to get into it. I don't think this is sellable. Oh, right there. Sell. I can't sell it. Deliver to town store. I did, didn't I? I don't know what to do. Also, The Witcher 3. Yeah, I never played that one. I never played any of the Witcher games. You know what it is? It's the whole like sandbox type game. They're so time consuming. This game too, honestly. This is kind of a sandboxy game, and it's just so time consuming. Let me detach the trailer. Remastered every 6 months. I know, that's exactly what I was thinking too. There's always like a new version. If I get it on the Switch, I think it'd be fun to play with the link. This is the one that I want. There we go. Yeah, they remaster it every 6 months. That's funny. What do I need? I need consumables, which I'm going to get from the farm, and then the wooden planks. Deliver it. Okay. Let's go. Let's go. The Witcher, they also made, is it on Netflix, the show? And that's something that I'm not familiar with, is The Witcher. I'm not familiar with the lore, I'm not familiar with the story. It's something that I'm really not familiar with at all. I just know that the main character has that white hair. You know what video game movie I'm looking forward to is they're supposed to make a movie for The Division. I'm looking forward to that. That's my game right there. The Division, the original Division, I played hundreds of hours on that, and then the Division 2, I cleared 1,000. I've got a lot of hours on it. I want consumables. I want how many? 2 consumables. I've got 1. No, did I try to turn around? Did I try to back up? The main actor just left the show. Is that for The Witcher? Yeah, okay. Oh, come on. Oh, this game. Well, that's going to stay there. Let's try this again from this angle. Oh, my God. Henry. Yeah, that's right. He was also Superman, right? he was playing both characters. Oh, you play The Division 2 also? Oh, Sly Rye, no way. Oh my God. Oh, The Division 2, I love that game. It's so good. Yeah, The Division, well, Tom Clancy games, like from the get, like I love. Rainbow Six Vegas was the very first time I ever played an online video game. I absolutely fell in love with it. It was crazy. I got Vegas just because I like first-person shooters, and that, like, right as soon as I got it, I knew it was one of my favorite games ever, because as soon as you get into Vegas, like all the bright lights and the colors and like the cha-ching of all the slot machines was just so surreal. It was so amazing to see how everything looked. And I would play it all the time. And I went to my friend's house, and he also had the Vegas. And I was playing it at his house, and I thought we were playing Terrorist Hunt because we were like, you know, just shooting other characters. I was like, man, these guys are really hard. He's like, oh yeah, some of them play the game a lot. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, some of the other people play the game a lot more than, you know, than I do, so they're really tough. I'm like, what are you talking about? I thought I was playing against NPCs. No idea. He's like, we're playing online. Those are other people. I was like, no way. Oh, it was amazing. So I went home, and like right away I was like, everything I can do to get my Xbox hooked up online, I want to do, because I want to play this online. So I finally got my 360 online, and that was like my very first time playing an online game. Yeah, The Division. Oh, I was reading the screen. Yeah, The Division Heartland. I definitely want to play it, but it would be nice to have a proper new Division game. Yeah, Vegas is amazing. So Vegas, I played online, and then of course Vegas 2, I played online. And at the same time, I was also playing. I'm gonna make it daytime again. Let's go to morning. That way I can just see what I'm doing. Rainbow Six, yeah, was amazing. And then I also played. So Rainbow Six was like a tactical shooter. It was a first person, but then when you go into cover, you go into third person, which was really cool. I don't know why it was so cool at the time, but at the time I really loved going into third person. So then they also had Tom Clancy also made the Splinter Cell game, and Splinter Cell had the best like cover to cover ducking system. So if you like hide behind a wall, you can like push and hold A, and you like sprint to the next wall and hide behind that one, which is really cool. And then of course there was when they made The Division, they kind of merged those two, where it was like a tactical shooter but also like a duck and cover system, and they put it like in an open world kind of a map. And as soon as they announced The Division, I was like, I'm in. This game looks amazing. And but then when I got the game, I felt like it was too confusing when I first got it. I did not like The Division when I first got it as much as I like thought I would. And so I didn't play it for like a year or two. Then after they, you know, released a few patches, I finally got it again, and I think it took a couple years for that game to kind of get going, because after I started playing it again after a couple years, it was amazing. So Division 1, I played and played a lot about it. And then when the Division 2 finally came out, it was all over. That's pretty much, that's my main game right there. I play a lot of. I think because the Division Heartland is going to be free, and they're also making a Division like a mobile game, and that's also free. I think what they're doing at Ubisoft, I think they are experimenting with different ways to play Division, and they're trying to get, you know, as many people to play it as possible, which is why they're having it free. And I think they're using this as like kind of like a sample, or like almost like a tech demo, to see what people like and what people enjoy, so they can put all that research and data into a new game. I think they're developing a new game, and I think the new game is going to be, include using your iPad or using your your iPhone or whatever to kind of control drones, and maybe you can play 4 players at a time. Maybe you'll have 3 people on a console playing, but one person will be playing on an iPad, and maybe they can control the drone, or they can control something like that. So I think that's the route they're going with this game. I think that's what they're doing. I think they're doing a lot of research right now with this weird kind of off the wall stuff for free, just to kind of gather data, so they can kind of put that research into a new game. That's my thing. Either way, I'm a player. Here we go. I don't want one of the beams though. Or do I want one of the beams? Well, Sly, that's crazy. I don't meet a lot of people who play the Division. Usually when I bring up the Division, people are like, what do you mean? A lot of people play Destiny. When I bring up the Division and I talk about that, they'll talk about how familiar they are with Destiny. But the Division, I don't feel like it's as popular as it should be. So that was that mission, and I am going to call it. Oh, I got a new one. What is this? Oh yeah, I can go to the other spot now. So now I have the other map unlocked, the Smithsville Dam. So maybe next week, I'll either do some more missions here. I may do some more missions here, but I also may go to Smithsville Dam. I may just go to the other map and start working on there. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do yet. I'm really happy that I have a truck that can actually go places. Maybe I can work on getting a truck that can actually go places that also has like a bed. So that'll be my my ultimate goal. But in the meantime, I think this is a good place to stop. This time, next week, I think we'll do more missions on this map. I don't think I'm ready to go to the next map yet. I think there's still some stuff in here that I want to collect. We'll work on that. This is a good place to stop there. Hey, I appreciated the chatting. I really did. I wasn't expecting much chatting because of the fact that it's so new that there's a lot of people already knowing that I do this. So I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate you guys hanging out. I appreciate the conversation. So thank you. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. I typically use this channel to review movies or books or stuff that I'm interested in. So if that seems interesting to you, check out some of my videos. Or if this seems interesting, just tune in every week and watch me stream. Yeah, take it easy, guys. Thanks a lot. And thank you.